Welcome to Curious Kids Oh, excuse me. Curious Kids Every Day. I'm Josh. How are you doing today? Excuse me. Sorry for all the sneezing. I'm dealing with some allergies right now. Have you ever heard someone talking about having allergies? There are lots of different kinds of allergies, but the kind we're going to talk about today are the kind that make you sniffle, cough, and sneeze. I was thinking about this question because I got an email from a curious kid named Landon. He wondered, what are allergies? Allergies are kind of like your body making a mistake. Kind of. Your body is built with an amazing defense system called the immune system. Most of the time, it protects you from germs like viruses and bacteria. When you catch a cold, your immune system fights back to help you get better. But sometimes, the immune system gets a little confused. With allergies, your body thinks that something harmless, like pollen from plants, is actually dangerous. It's kind of like this. Imagine that your home security system went off every time a butterfly landed on your porch. Now, there is something on your porch, right? But it's not actually going to hurt you. That's what allergies are like. The most common kind of allergy we'll talk about today is seasonal allergies, also called hay fever. These happen when plants release pollen. Pollen is a fine powder that helps plants make seeds and grow new plants. Trees, grasses, and weeds send pollen into the air, especially in spring and fall. When there is more pollen in the air during those times, your body is more likely to breathe them in and more likely to think it's under attack. That's why you hear people talking about having allergies during the spring and fall. When someone with allergies breathes in pollen, their immune system says, "Warning! Warning! Invader alert! Invader alert!" And it launches a defense. The body makes chemicals like histamine. Can you say histamine? Histamine is what causes your nose to get runny, your eyes to water, and your throat to feel itchy. Your body is trying everything it can to push out the pollen, but it's overreacting because pollen isn't actually harmful. That's why people sneeze a lot during allergy season. Sneezing is one of the body's main ways to try to blast out the pollen. Think of it like your nose saying, "Get out of here!" But instead of stopping a real invader, it's just stopping pollen. Allergies can look different for different people. Some people mostly sneeze and get a stuffy nose, others get watery, itchy eyes, some even feel really tired because their body is working so hard against something that isn't even dangerous. But pollen isn't the only thing that causes allergies. Some people are allergic to animals, like cats and dogs, because of tiny flakes of skin called dander. Others might be allergic to dust mites that live in homes. Some people even have food allergies, like peanuts, milk, or eggs. Maybe we'll talk about those in another episode of Curious Kids Every Day. Now, here's a question. Why do only some people get allergies? Well, scientists think it's partly because of your genes. No, not like your pants. Genes, G-E-N-E-S, the traits you inherit from your parents. If your mom or dad has allergies, you're more likely to have them too. But your environment matters as well. If you live somewhere with lots of plants that produce pollen, you might notice allergies more. Seasonal allergies aren't very fun, but the good news is that they aren't dangerous for most people. They're just your body trying a little too hard to keep you safe. So the next time you hear someone sneezing in springtime or fall, you'll know that their immune system is probably just a little confused about pollen. Now, the other day, I was out walking with my family and we came across a bunch of ragweed plants. And let me tell you, I could see the pollen coming off of those things. Did you know that one ragweed plant can release up to 1 billion grains of pollen in a single season? Okay, let's have a quick quiz. What system in your body reacts when you have allergies? That would be your immune system. What powdery substance from plants triggers seasonal allergies? That would be pollen. What chemical causes allergy symptoms like sneezing and runny noses? That would be histamine. Let's play true or false. True or false? Sneezing during allergies helps push pollen out of your body. Achoo! Yes, that is true. True or false? Pollen is actually very dangerous for humans. False. It's usually harmless. True or false? If your parents have allergies, you might be more likely to have them too. That is true, all thanks to your genes. Would you rather sneeze once every minute for a whole day or have itchy eyes for just 1 hour straight? Okay, I'm definitely going with sneezing on this one. Itchy eyes, those are rough just in general, but for 1 hour straight, no, that doesn't sound fun to me at all. I am definitely going to sneeze once a minute for a whole day. Achoo! Okay, let's play What Am I? I'm part of your body's defense system. I fight germs like bacteria and viruses. Sometimes I get confused and attack pollen. What am I? That would be the immune system. Here's another one. I'm a tiny grain from plants. I float through the air in spring and fall. I often cause sneezing. What am I? That would be pollen. Okay, one more. I am furry. I can wag my tail. My dander sometimes makes people sneeze. What am I? That would be a dog. Okay, here's one more game. It's called Does It Make You Sneeze? I'm going to say a word and you tell me if it usually makes people with allergies sneeze or not. Are you ready? Ragweed. Does ragweed make people sneeze? Yes, it sure does. Lots of pollen comes off of ragweed. What about peanut butter? A little tricky because it can cause an allergy, but it's a food allergy, not a sneezing allergy. What about the sun? Yes and no. Some people have what's called a photic sneeze reflex. When they go out in the sun, it makes them sneeze. But that's not that way for everybody. One more. What about pollen? Does pollen make people sneeze? Yep, we've been talking a lot about pollen today. Today we learned that allergies are when your immune system gets confused and reacts to something harmless, like pollen. Seasonal allergies happen most in spring and fall when plants release the pollen, and they can make you sneeze, sniffle, or get itchy eyes, but they're really just your body working overtime to protect you. Maybe a little overzealous, but I appreciate the effort. Thanks, immune system. You're doing great, even when you're just a little bit confused. What kind of question do you think we'll ask tomorrow on Curious Kids Every Day? I can't wait to find out. So until then, keep asking questions and stay curious, kids. And for all the grown-ups listening, thank you so much for checking out this show and telling other parents. Please visit CuriousKidsEveryday.com to get a free printable with activity ideas that don't involve screens. Those are the best kinds of adventures to have. That's CuriousKidsEveryday.com. See you tomorrow.